Okay, hey guys, this is Wagari Misagano. Today we are going to see the course outline of fundamentals of database system. This semester we may see lecture with each other this course. So at the introduction, today we are going to see the highlight of these courses. So roughly, let we discuss some course outline and its contents, the objective of the course, the coverage of these courses, and how much chapter we are going to deal with each other for this semester. Normally, when we start, the course name is Fundamentals of Database Systems. Fundamentals of Database Systems. So now we are going to discuss what the course coverage, objective of the course, and the chapters we are going to cover in this course, in these fundamentals of database systems. So hopefully you are, I think you are with me. So we can start the description of the course. When we start from this course covers basic concepts behind database systems. Generally, since it is the fundamental one, the starting of the database, the course will cover the basic concepts behind the database systems. Okay, it represents methodology for conceptual, logical, and physical database design for relational systems, and it is languages means SQL, structured query language. This is the language that we are going to use for designing and using the database systems. Okay, and also the course examines distributed database management systems and object-oriented database management systems. Object-oriented database management systems. The other one is course objectives. The objectives of this course is, upon the completion of this course, you are going to understand and cover what? The first one is describe the basic principles of the relational model of the data. After completion of this course or these database systems, you are going to make what? Describe the basic principles of relational model of the data. Now, we will start the course. Then, after you complete the course, you are going to make what? We deeply describe and understand relational model of the data, in which it includes modeling concepts, notations, operations, and how relations can be declared in database systems. The other thing you should have to understand, and you are going to understand after completion of the course, is learn how to manipulate relations and specify queries using SQL. So when we say relations, it is all about the tables. When we deal the database systems, everything is coming into the table and everything is going to be retrieved and generated from the tables. From that table, through the queries, SQL queries, we are going to generate the results from that tables or relations. So you will understand how this thing is always deeply. Then the other thing you are going to understand, delve into an important technique used in logical database design methodology using entity relationship and enhanced entity relationship models. You will be deeply deal how database designed through this entity relationship and enhanced entity relationships. Okay. The other thing you will understand after the course completion, maybe you will demonstrate how to transform the design from one normal form to another form deeply in chapter 5, the database normalization from first normal form, second normal form, third normal form, boycott the normal form, how you are going to transform the data from one normal form to another normal form deeply. You will understand after the completion of the course. Then after you are going to make what? Apply step-by-step methodology for conceptual database design, logical database design, and physical database design for relational systems. Lastly, you are going to make what? Now locking mechanism for controlling the concurrency, and also now the execution of different type of transaction and their schedules. We will deal in this topic about deadlock and locking mechanisms. Okay. Lastly, employ proper technique on how user can access the database and at their own site and also access the data stored on the remote sites. In this, how client and server can communicate with each other, and how the client is going to retrieve the data from the server side. The client may be sitting the another side, and the server is in a remote area. From that remote area servers, how you are going to retrieve the data step by step techniques for doing that thing is you will understand from this course. If the course objective is looks like this, now let we see the content of the course, their chapters highlightly. The course outline. In chapter 1, we'll deal about the introduction of database systems. Okay, in this introduction, we will see the definition of the data, the raw fact or figures we are going to collect with each other from for generating meaningful information from that, and also we'll deal about the information, the meaningful fact that for help us for decision making. The information is generated from the data that was incomplete information, then it's changed into complete one, and the meaningful one through that information we are going to make what we are going to make a decision based upon that information. We will do some data and information, and also we'll see about the database. After understanding the data and information, we will also deal about database. Then after, we will deal about database management system, how this database management system and the database coming with each other and forming the database systems. And also we'll deal in chapter 1 about metadata, data about data, the description of the data. And then in the continuing topic in chapter 1, we'll deal file-based and file-based versus database approaches. The difference between file and the database. In the file, it is not data of the similar data. It is not for the related data, and also it is not used for big amounts of data. And the database approaches related data come each other, and also help for generating huge amounts of data. In this case, the difference between files and the database approaches. And also we will see functionality of the database. What's the functionality of database management systems? What basic functions of the database system? How it is going to define the data? How it is going to construct the data? How it is going to protect the data from unauthorized users? We'll deeply deal in this chapter 1, and we will deal characteristics or behaviors database approach is going to be have. And also in chapter 1, we'll deal about users and actors of the database system. Who are going to use the database? Who are going to actors of the database? Who are going to design and develop this database? What is the developer their side responsibility, and what's the user side responsibility? And also what type of users are available in this database system? How we are going to categorize our users based upon their understanding ability of their using the systems. It's all about chapter 1. In chapter 2, we will see about database system architecture. Generally, the design of database, how the logical design of the data looks like, how the users, the application side, the backend side, and the database design is going to come with each other, and how they are going to be normally looks like the design of the database. Deeply, the architecture of the database system we will cover in the chapter or chapter 2. And they also will do database system and instances, database system, database management system architecture. If this database, for using this database system, we should have to have database management system. The database management system is a software that helps us for accessing our database. Through the database management system software, we are going to access our data. And also in this chapter, we'll see independency, database language and interface. Normally about SQL, the database language. When we say database language, through SQL, we are going to access our database, the database system environment. What is the environment of the database looks like? Means that there is the application side, there is the database management system, the software for accessing our database from its storage. Then the database is there. the end user is going to click the some application. So that application is going to be fetch the database from the its storage by using the database management system. Then after the result is sent back for us. We will deal with all in the chapter 2. Classification of database management systems. There are some types of database management systems: object-oriented database management system, um, relational database management system, network database management system, some other various type of database management system is there. So we did these all types in chapter 2. Sorry, once. Then after in chapter 3, we'll deal about database modeling. When we say database modeling, I will discuss all about high-level conceptual model, entity type and the status, attributes and the keys, their relationship, the relationship of different tables, how we are going to make some relationship in order for reducing redundancy of different tables, associations, roles and the structure of constraints. We will deal in chapter 3. And the relationship diagram, naming convention, and the design issues, how we are going to design the relationship diagram, and how we are going to solve some issues that may be faced in that naming mechanism. Mapping entity relationship models to relational tables. After designing entity relationship, how we are going to map them through relational tables. Photo with the relational tables will be dealt in chapter 3. Then after finishing chapter 3, we'll pass to chapter 4, enhanced entity relationships and object modeling. How we are going to model our objects in these databases and how their relationship is going to be made. We will be dealing them in chapter 4. Subclasses, super, all about the inheritance we will discuss in this chapter 4. There is subclass, superclass, and it is specialization and generalization. All things we will cover in chapter 4. After chapter 4, the very important part, functional dependency, dependency and the database normalization. The normalization we are going to use for reducing database redundancy. Okay, since we are going, whenever we deal about the database, we should have to know about our time we are consuming on the data. We have to know about the storage we are going to store the database on it. So in order for using our storage purposefully, in order for reducing redundancy of our data, deeply we should have to understand the database normalization. Okay, deeply about first normal form, second normal form, third normal form, both code normal form and etc. will cover in this chapter. Normally for saving our storage, reducing data redundancy, all about these things will cover in chapter 4 or chapter 5. So, okay. Then after finishing this, in chapter 6, we'll deal the relational data model and the relational algebra. Same that relational model concept. The data is a table model concept is relational constraints and the relational database schemas, relational operations, the operations that may be available in that relation. We'll finish and understand in chapter 6. In chapter 7, we cover storage, the primary file organization, how we are going to store our data, how we are going to different operations that may be performed on our file will be covered in chapter 7. Means that introduction, how file organization, record storage looks like, operations on files, what type of operation is going to be done on our file. Means that how we are, and maybe we can alter our file, we can delete our file, we can update our file, and also we can move our file, we can made some different operation on our files. So this will be covered on in our chapter 7. Files of unordered records here. How what heap files is going to be looks like. This may be help you in data structure and algorithms in coming semesters. Okay. Files of ordered records, sorted files, sorted and unsorted files, hashing techniques. So we are going to use hashing techniques in the structures of files, the structures of files. So from the root directory to the place where the files is available, index structure of our files. We will deal all this in chapter 7. Type of single level order index. All this we will be covering chapter 7. The last chapter, for using these all from chapter 1 up to 7, we use structured query language. It is a software, a language, programming language we are going to use for dealing and designing whatever database management system we in courses we are dealing. Okay, so what is SQL structured query language, what it looks like, what are basic type of SQL is available, how we are going to queries, how we are going to develop and use these SQL languages deeply, we will discuss in this chapter. Generally, the highlight of our courses looks like this. Normally, asirra waan highlight is asirratti hubattanii today yaada. Sababni isaa wantoota koorsii kana keessa jiran basic concept isaa qabannee yoo itti seentanii gaaf kilaasii jirtan isin rakkisu yaada. Kanaaf chapter 1 chapter 1 amma 8tti walumaa galatti wanti ilaallu kana fakkaata jechuudha. Kanaaf highlightly kana sirriitti yoo qabattanii fi warra dura darbitanii dubbisuu barbaadan kana chapterii kana course outline kana qabattanii yoo dubbistanii you may be successful person. Okay, kanaaf basic concept coursicha sirriitti hubattanii darbitu wadee yaada. Lastly, what's where these assessment criteria is as it is. For your reference, you can read Introduction to Database System, the book that was authorized by this person. You can read this book by googling and downloading from the Google, and also there's Introduction to Relational Database and the SQL Programming. Christopher Allen, Simon Catherine, and Crary, Fundamentals of Database Systems, CT Data, Database Models, and the Language and the Design System. These all 3, 4. And more than these different type of books are available on the Google. You can download from there on that and read for further understanding and advanced understanding of these courses. Okay, and also you can use the books that was available in the university library. Okay, all generality looks like this. In our coming section, we will start chapter 1 about introduction to database. Okay, thank you for your time. Have a nice time. Okay, thank you.